Hi guys! You guys notice something different? I got rid of the ears. I miss the ears, but they've just become really annoying. They have all these little bells on them. I literally hear ringing in my ears. The idiom for today is 以茶代酒. The literal translation is drinking tea instead of alcohol. Or you could say replacing alcohol with tea. Because who wouldn't want to do that? And I know on the surface it seems like, wow, Chinese people must be really into their health. If I ask Chinese people right now to tell me what the idiom is all about, they might not even be able to tell me.
以茶代酒什么意思？
太穷了，然后没钱喝酒，然后就买茶，然后因为中国人都会有茶的嘛，所以你就顺手拿了一杯茶，然后就以茶代酒了。
See, I told you, even Chinese people have no idea what this idiom means. Here to help me explain today's video is my lovely assistant, Elsie! And because I love Elsie so much, I felt like she deserved the most expensive, finest alcohol that China has to offer. So I even went out of my way to get her a bottle of Mao Tai. I'm just kidding. Obviously, Elsie does not drink alcohol, and I would never feed alcohol to a dog. How could you guys think that? During the Three Kingdoms, in the country of Wu, there was a really tyrannical emperor, and his name was Sun Hao. And Sun Hao ruled from 264 AD to 280 AD. So, not very long. Not only did he abuse people, he also abused alcohol. He had a severe drinking problem. Sun Hao loved drinking alcohol. And when he would throw these lavish parties, not only would he drink a lot, he would also force his minions and his advisors to drink a lot too. But here's the strange thing. Everyone who came to his parties would be forced to drink 7 liters of alcohol. And just so you guys can see how much 7 liters are, it's so heavy. These two put together is approximately what 7 liters will look like. 7 liters! It's a lot of alcohol. If you asked me to drink 7 liters of water, I wouldn't even want to. In China, if the emperor tells you to drink, you have to drink. Because if you don't drink, he would be losing face. If Sun Hao felt like he was losing face, he would find a way to kill you. If he found that somebody was ugly, he would throw them in jail and murder them, possibly. And if he found that somebody had a weird habit that he didn't like, he would probably throw them in jail and also murder him. He was very, very unreasonable. Under Sun Hao's group of advisors, there was one chancellor, and his name was Wei Yao. And Wei Yao was kind of this older gentleman, very wise, very, very good guy, but he only had the alcohol tolerance of 2 liters. Emperor Sun Hao had a soft spot for Wei Yao because Wei Yao used to be the teacher of Sun Hao's father. So just out of respect, he said, "All right, old man, I know you only have a tolerance of 2 liters, so instead of drinking alcohol, I will allow you to drink tea." So ever since then, whenever the emperor threw these lavish parties, everybody else in the house would have to drink 7 liters. And only Wei Yao was allowed to drink tea instead. That's how much power he had. But you would think for somebody in Wei Yao's situation, if the emperor was really nice to you and made an exception just for you and only you, that you would be really respectful to the emperor. But no, Wei Yao wasn't like that. He was very, very honest. So at these parties, instead of telling the emperor what he wants to hear, he would actually criticize the emperor. And he would say, "Your Highness, you're drinking a little too much. Alcohol is bad for our health. We should have less of these parties." And he would kind of micromanage the emperor and tell the emperor that a lot of the stuff that he does is unreasonable. All right, well, the emperor does not like to hear this because Sun Hao is a very unreasonable person, okay? Don't forget that. He's very unreasonable. Instead, what the emperor did was he made up some BS excuse and threw Wei Yao in prison. And shortly after, Wei Yao died in a prison cell. Things really escalated quickly, right? You're like up there with the emperor, and then all of a sudden you're like rotting away in jail. On the surface, 以茶代酒 might seem like, oh, let's drink tea instead of alcohol. It seems like a very innocent idiom, right? But if you take apart this idiom, you'll find that there's so many deep layers. If you knew that the emperor has some crazy tendencies, then I would advise him to not nitpick the person who gave you so much leverage in the first place. He was a little too honest. He should have learned how to sugarcoat his words, perhaps. But most of all, he shouldn't have disrespected the emperor, who is crazy to begin with, right? Like, you don't fight crazy with honestly, that's just not how you do it. Replacing alcohol with tea, or drinking tea instead of alcohol, is an idiom that's very commonly used in Chinese culture. My dad, for instance, uses this idiom a lot, especially when he's invited to all these Chinese parties, but he doesn't want to drink too much, so it's okay to drink tea. But just know that underneath all the partying and all this social drinking, there was actually a very morbid story underneath it all. A lot of Chinese people do not know this story, but you do now. Yay. That is the end of this idiom. I hope you guys enjoyed it.